Hello world. So I've been working on a project called the Financial Genome Project, and it's my attempt at mapping out the economics of kind of our world. So it's a pretty ambitious project, especially for a novice programmer like me. So I started a website. I own financialgenomeproject.com and .net. And it turned out to be just a blog where I was posting research paper level articles, and it just was not very popular, just a real small niche. And so what I really wanted to create was a website that's based off of me pulling all open source data from available databases using Python to create this thing called a Financial Genome Project. So I decided to start in my local area first, and then if I can get that to work programmatically, maybe we can work bigger, and if it gains traction, maybe work with a Kickstarter program. So anyways, we're going to take a real small subset of all the different tasks in this, and what we're going to do is scrape the data from multiple websites using beautifulsoup, but scrolling through the available pages. And so as I'm talking, my new cat Cinnamon is walking around near me. So if I seem distracted, just know it's my cat wanting to be in this video as well. And so what we're going to do is go to realtor.com and find realtors. And what we're going to do is try to find it in, let's say the city that I live in is Bossier City, Louisiana. Okay, search. And what I want to do is get all of the names of these realtors. And as you can see, this is Bossier City, Louisiana, right? This is the URL, realtor.com, real estate agents, the name of the city in Louisiana. But there are multiple pages, right? So everyone is a realtor here. That's just a rule. So now we have a page 2. Okay, and then we have a page 1. Oops, let me turn on that numlock. Alright, so this is also, the home page is also a page 1. And then the same thing with the town adjacent to us is Benton, Louisiana. And we'll search for that. And this has the same thing, Benton _ LA for Louisiana. And, but now we have photo 1, page 1. All right, so that's kind of weird. Let's do Shreveport, which is the neighboring city, but still pretty much, did I spell it right? Oh, sorry. So let's go here, Shreveport. And now we have Shreveport, Louisiana. So, and then we can replace that and see if the same URL structure works as well. Benton, Louisiana, and it sure does. So now that we know the URL structure of these sites, now we can go and start a program. So let's check it out now. But first, welcome to the 186th video on my channel where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. And this will be the first video in my Financial Genome Project playlist. Please consider subscribing if you want to watch me build my digital assistant. Like this video and comment if you plan on using it. So the first thing we're going to do is import requests. And then from BS4, so you're going to have to pip install beautifulsoup if you have not already. So from BS4, import beautifulsoup. And then we're going to do some string manipulation. So we're going to do import string. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up a list with the base URLs, right? This is the base URL. There's no number assigned to it. So city list equals... And then first we put the Bossier City, Louisiana as a string, comma, then Benton as a string, and then Shreveport as a string. And we're leaving the page blank, and I'll show you why. Then we're going to create an empty list called URL list. And what we're going to do is iterate through each page of this until there's no more pages with data that we want on it. And then we're going to store all those URLs in an empty list. So Bossier City 1 through X, Benton 1 through X, Shreveport, Louisiana 1 through X. So for each base URL in the city list, so we're going to start here with Bossier City. We're going to do page checking equals true, right? Because we're about to use a while loop. And then we're going to start the page count with 1, right? So we're going to put this page count as a number 1 here. So while page checking, and this is the Python way of saying while page checking equals true, which it is already, the URL is going to be the base URL, which is up here, plus a string version of the page count. So right now we're at number 1. So for this first URL, we're going to add a number 1 here. Then we're going to do HTML text equals requests dot get. We're going to pass this URL, and we just want the text. And we're going to store it in a file called soup equals beautifulsoup. We're going to pass it this HTML text, and we're going to use the HTML.parser. Now what we're going to do is saying the last page, right? So we're going to do an if-else check to see if this is the last page. So when we get to the last page of this, and let me get there real quick. Let's do 10 pages here. All right, so we are now at the end of the list. There are no more pages to next through. Let's try what happens when we're at a number 11. Sorry, we couldn't find any realtors that match your search criteria. So what we can do is search for this page right here. So click on it, whatever you want to do, highlight it, and press F12 to inspect it, or you can right click and inspect it, and I'm on Windows. And if you're good at using Beautiful Soup, you know that you have to do it 5 times to make sure you're in the right division you want. So the div class equals agent list card list no result text. So this text is somewhere programmed to say this every time there's no more agents. So what we want to do is find that div. So last page equals soup.find, the division, the class underscore, don't forget this little underscore, equals, and just copy and paste it, right? So if you just click here, copy and paste this into right here as a string. And so if the last page is not none, right? So if the last page, if Beautiful Soup finds this, right? Then we're going to say print done loading pages, page checking equals false, and we'll get out of this while loop. Else, we're going to, so if this text is not here, what we're going to do is this one right here, we're going to add a 1 to it, and then place it into this URL list by doing URL list.append, and we'll pass the URL. Then we'll increase the page count, so page count plus 1, and now we're at a page count of 2. So this while loop right now says URL, base URL, which is up here, and now we're at page 2 of Bossier City. Okay, and so, but when we are done with that page, we're going to do, it's going to say done loading pages, and then it's going to move to the next one, right? And it's going to come back to this for loop because it says page checking equals false, but we're still in this for loop, and then it's going to go to Benton. Then it's going to increment through each page that has data in it, adding the URLs to this list, and then when we find this right here, this text, we're going to say done loading pages, page checking equals false, come back to the for loop, and then do this one right here. Same thing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have this huge URL list, right, of 20 of these, 10 of these, 19 of these. And then for each one of those, so for all the URLs in this URL list, which is up here, for each URL, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to get the text equals request.get, but this time we're going to pass the URLs, right? Each one of the URLs. Then we're going to do soup equals beautifulsoup, pass it the HTML text, use the HTML parser, but this time for each name in soup.findAll, right? So let's go to a valid page. And I just want this name right here. So if you're a good Beautiful Soup user, you are going to press inspect 5 times. And I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. I do this every time. And then we see that this person's name is in this division right here. JSX agent name text bold. All right, so what we're going to do is soup.find all of them, right? So it's going to go to this one, and this one, and this one. And we're going to say names equals name.text. Then name list, so we just want the text. We're going to add it to this huge name list. Now, for some reason, it doubles up on all of these. And I will show you how I got around that. So now we have this name list that's all the names on every URL, right? So we're incrementing through the pages first. Now we're incrementing through each name on each playlist. We're adding it to this huge name list. Then I'm going to do a clean name list equals name list. And what this does is gives me every other of these right here, names. Because for some reason it's doubled up. So Brooke Huff will be listed twice, and I don't want that. And then for each name in the clean name list, I want to do a clean name equals string.capwords, and we're going to pass it this name. And what that does is for some reason, there's capitals, there's weird uppercase and lowercase, and I just want standard uppercase, lowercase, so when I put it in a database, then I'll have just clean names. And then that's it. So first we iterate through the pages until we get to the end. Then we put all those URLs in a list. Then we extract each name in there, and then we clean it up a little bit. So let's watch all of this in action. And I will cut to when we are done. Okay, we're back. And so, as I said, I did this. This is just for testing of myself. Print done loading pages. So first it went through the first base URL, then the next one, then the next one. And now we have the names of all the people with a capital letter in the top and a lowercase through the rest. So what's the plan from here? Now the plan is, and in a previous video, the next is to put it on a SQL server and upload it into the cloud. So please consider subscribing to my channel to see what we do next. And I hope this helps you in whatever application you're using where you need to use Beautiful Soup to scrape data from multiple pages. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.